Hello and welcome to, where are we? Space Between Ideas. I'm Blaine Gates. All right, the last couple of days have been really interesting talking with people and trying to understand concepts that can move us forward in our businesses. I think that one of the main ideas that we've been focusing on these days is the concept of marketing, specifically marketing online. And I would separate these two ideas into two main categories. We have something called pay to play. These are called bribes. Now, I know that like people who are doing Google ads and Facebook ads, things like that, they don't consider this a bribe. They don't, I don't know, obviously it's paid to play. I think it's better known as SEM. And basically the idea is that you put some money into the search engine, and then the search engine helps you to find potential customers in order to reach your target audience, specifically at the time when your target audience is reaching for you. This has some connection with the other part of marketing, and this is the part that like I'm mainly focused on right now. And I call it, look at me. So this is like influencer, content creator, people who are trying to work with SEO. And when I talk about SEO, then we're talking about like posting strategies and comments and trends. Like in the last video, basically I was explaining how I'm producing a certain amount of content each week in the form of videos and shorts, and then I'm posting them on a bunch of different platforms. And to some extent, some of this material looks like spam. And even some of the platforms are sending me messages and they're saying, hey, this is just spam. And what they're actually saying is, if you want to play on our platforms, then you need to learn the rules of the game. If you're going to be an influencer on our platform, then we want you to be an influencer like this. And then, you know, they have some kind of structure, they have some kind of rules or procedure for how you can be a great influencer. That's basically what we're talking about in marketing. Either you don't want to focus so much on being like a thought leader, influencer, and producing videos constantly. Because the thing about social media is that you have to be producing content consistently and constantly. And as soon as you stop showing your videos, then especially with shorts, then people, they stop looking at your content, and therefore you're not drawing attention to your website or to your product or to your brand. Whereas in the pay to play method, then basically what you're saying is like, when somebody is reaching out, then I want the opportunity to place my message in front of them at that exact moment. And well, in either case, you have to spend time and money. So it's really your choice. If you stop playing the game, then it's really hard to continually find your potential customers when they're reaching out for you. All right, so this is the marketing game. One of the things that I've been really focused on this week, as you know in my previous videos, is this idea about increasing my level of effort and increasing my level of success. And this is the concept of output. I want to improve my output. Now, if I want to improve my output, then I have to become more motivated and I have to become more skilled. One way to do that is to delegate a task to somebody else. And that's why in the last video, we were talking about teamwork. And I was talking about bringing on a marketing manager. And then I went through a thought exercise to help me and the marketing manager to create some clear objectives. And the objectives turned out to be posting comments on other people's channels on those platforms, creating content specifically for those platforms in a format that people are expecting on those platforms, and then also following trends. All right, now the thing is, the question is, the thing that I've been really focused on is like, okay, are you ready to pull the trigger? Like, can you make that decision? And it's interesting because like, you know, what is it that actually gets you to make a decision? And part of this is this concept of setting financial goals. So I had this dream to go to an event in October, and there's a certain amount of budget that needs to be set aside for this event. So I set the goal that I want to make this amount of money in this amount of time. So we're 3 months into the 6-month period of savings, and I've only saved 1/4 of the money. What does that mean? It means that I cannot save enough money with my current income. Well, what does that mean? So that means I have to engage in activities that will produce income. All right, well, what does that mean? Well, it depends. So it depends on what your situation is like. If your situation is that you don't have any other businesses and you only have your primary business, then, well, okay, I should say, if you only have your job and your job is paying a certain amount of money, and so you have expectation for how much money that you can make each month, and then also you have some relatively fixed costs, then like, if you can't reach that goal, then you can't reach that goal. It's just like the math doesn't add up. And so for that person, the question is, well, how long have you been working on a side hustle? In my case, I've been working on a side hustle for like 5 years. In the case of this business right now, I've been working on this side hustle for at least 5 years. I've created a digital course, and it's on my website, spacebetweenideas.com. You click that, you get like, I don't know, 15, 20 videos. It explains all the basic ideas that you need to know if you want to find out if you are like an analytical thinker, and if you can understand looking at things abstractly, and if you want to understand the game pieces in business and the game flow and some basic game strategies. All the basic ideas that you need to know in order to move to the next level, which is like the course that I'm building right now. And then I have another business where I'm teaching the French language, but I don't actually speak French. And so I was able to create a couple of books using ChatGPT, and also writing a story with characters and creating my own material so that I could learn French. And then with that business, I also have a website. All right, so I have 2 businesses. There's 2 websites. You can see I've been putting a lot of effort into becoming an influencer, doing content marketing. I haven't done any paid advertising. And right now, the question is, all right, so it means I can't go to this event unless I make money from these businesses. And I think this is an interesting point, that once you create an actual goal, like once you set a timeline, an end date, I need this amount of money by this time. Now suddenly I have this problem because I need to make the money through my side hustles. And right now I'm not making enough money in that time period to have the amount of money which is my objective by that time period. And of course, I came up with this idea for, okay, I got this marketing manager. These are the things that she's expecting that we're going to do in order to drive traffic to my websites, and then we can sell those digital products. So that's the thing. Once you set the goal, now I'm like forced. I have to pull the trigger. I have to take these steps to do this endeavor, because there's no other way to make this money. And so this is the importance of setting like an actual monetary goal to be reached by a certain amount of time. Because once you have some method, like especially if there's only one method, or if there's only one offer on the table, then it gives you the ability to pull the trigger, even if you're feeling a little bit apprehensive. All right, so this is a video just to say, make a goal, pull the trigger, let's go.